Hey friends, today is Tuesday, July 19th. You should be reading 2 Kings 22, 2 Chronicles 18, and Matthew 2. And today's reading was all about Josiah, King Josiah, who was made king at a young age and who did some really great things for his nation. The temple where they were supposed to be worshiping God was in sad repair. It needed a lot of work to be back to where it was supposed to be. And as they're starting to fix this, because King Josiah told them to, they come across the Book of Law. The Book of Law, you know, the first 5 books of the Bible, the ones that tell us what we're supposed to be doing. They have the 10 Commandments in them. They lost it. Like, I don't even know how you lose something that important. But they lost it, and they didn't even know it was missing. But they come across this, and they decide to read it. And as they're reading it, King Josiah is distraught. He is sad. He is upset because they realize they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They claim to be God's nation, yet they weren't following any of his laws. And it was crazy because God even tells them through a prophet, like, hey, I'm about to destroy you guys because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You should be following this, but you didn't even know it was missing. You didn't know what you were supposed to be doing. And so you're just going to destroy you. But King Josiah, he was distraught and he was sad, and he decided to change the nation, to lead the nation back towards God, to keep the people safe. And because he realized that he wanted to follow God, and the only way to follow God was to follow this book of law. And so he started to do that, and he started to lead his people back towards God. And God saw the change of heart in Josiah, and he said, because you have been willing to change, because your heart was softened and you follow me again, I'm not going to destroy you during this lifetime. I'm going to let that be for another generation because you've decided to follow me. And I think that's important as we think about our leaders again, that we can change the course. We can lead our friends and family into better ways. When we follow God, He blesses us in different ways. And sometimes we don't know what that looks like yet, but God takes care of His people, and He wants His people to follow Him. I think it's a great reminder too, though, that as Josiah, they realize their sin and how they've messed up, they stop, they turn away from it, and they move on. We often call that repenting, because we see our sin, and when we realize we're in sin, we shouldn't be doing that anymore, we stop and we turn away from it. We make a 180, we start to follow God again. We feel bad for that. We ask for forgiveness for those sins. And that's what God wants from us. He knows we're not perfect. He knows we're gonna make mistakes, but He wants us to recognize those and to change and to move into a new direction, a direction towards Him. And we're also called to lead other people in that. Josiah led his nation. We can share this with other people, those who don't know God, don't know they're in sin. We can share the love of God with them so that they can come into a point in their life where they recognize the sin they're living in, so they can turn away from it and towards God. But we can only lead other people in that once we do that ourselves. So I want you guys to think about your actions and what you're doing. And if you need to turn away from anything and turn that part of your life back towards God. And also think about the friends and family around you that you can share God with, so they can see and they can make that decision for themselves as well. Until we see you again, you are sent.